Dear ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we would like to extend a warm welcome to the Yaskawa Hattersheim first technology event. And it's my great honor and pleasure to invite onto the stage Mr. Bruno Schnickenburger, Chairman of Yaskawa Europe Holding and Senior Executive Officer at Yaskawa Electronic Corporation. Mr. Schnickenburger, welcome. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you. And I'm also very pleased and have the honor to welcome you all to Yaskawa's first Hattersheim technology event. And it couldn't possibly be the second because we just opened the facility today, right? So, and really to celebrate the opening with us on later today. A special welcome I want to give to the most important guest. This is our customer. So thank you all for coming and taking the time to celebrate this opening with us. And obviously a special welcome to our President for Yaskawa Global, Mr. Masahiro Ogawa. Very, very pleased to have you here. And obviously a warm welcome to all our senior management from Japan, from the America, and from all over EMEA. Thank you very much for coming. And all very welcome to our presenters that we will see later today in action, and to all other guests. Thank you. So why do we have a technology opening event in front of the ceremonies for our new EMEA headquarters? Could we not just gone to the opening ceremony straight away so we have more time to talk to each other, to chat, have some food, some drinks? No, we couldn't. The reason is we wanted to make this trip for you more valuable. We wanted for you to take some information back from here, to take some learning nuggets. And because we believe we have really something to share with you, and as we're all facing, I think, new challenges in the business today, and if we can trigger some thinking in you that enables you to better address this challenge we're all facing, I think then we have really accomplished something. So the world around is really rapidly changing. I think we're all seeing this, and it's actually changing at an increasing pace. And we see not soft and subtle changes anymore. We see real transformational changes, right? When you look at this, there are obviously numerous, but in business, I think we can probably group them together in three buckets, and I would call them really transformational mega challenges. And one of those challenges I want to talk about is digitalization or digitization. Our world has become more and more digital and will be becoming even more so in the future. And most processes will be digitally controlled. Systems will communicate to systems at a very high speed. 5G technology is one of the enabler technology for mobile communication, and the 6G standard is already around the corner. So we are capturing these days data from just about any system and any process, and we're doing this at an increasing rate. So we accumulate a lot of data, and actually it takes artificial intelligence today to make any sense out of this data that we acquired. So in the future, we might not just see digitally controlled and self-adapting factories, we might actually see complete supply chains to be fully digital, where digital factories communicate with other digital factories to really form a digital economy in the future. The second mega trend I want to talk about is decarbonization. Obviously, we all know that the United Nations has committed themselves to be 100% carbon neutral by 2050, and so has most of our nations have also committed to this goal. While this goal, the achievement of this goal is 27 years away, and we could think, wow, we have a lot of time there, right? 27 years. But it's such a huge task. I think we have to get starting and working on this today, and we cannot use a single day because it is already impacting our business, right? We see higher energy prices. Certainly, I think in Europe, we have experienced staggering prices during the last years. We see, obviously, that in certainly Europe, I think most other countries, we see a lot of new electric vehicles getting onto the road. And actually in Europe, after 2035, you're not allowed to register a car that has a combustion engine anymore, right? So there will be 100% EVs. We will see a de facto ban, and this is something for the Germans, a de facto ban of carbon-based heating systems for houses soon coming. Right now, the target is 65% carbon neutral. I think will be 100% soon. And we see rapidly increasing costs for CO2, right? And the whole world actually turns electric, right? But obviously, this doesn't help the decarbonization unless the electric fuel is produced in a green way, right? The electric energy is produced in a green way. So we need a staggering amount of wind parks, of solar panels, and we need obviously energy storage to store the electric energy. So that's a huge task that we have to attack. So while we're all building up this new CO2 neutral energy sources, the best option for us is to use less energy, to increase the energy production, the production efficiency or the energy efficiency in our production, right? So we be able to produce more with using less energy. And I believe, and actually I know as Yaskawa, we can make major contributions for you, our customers, all of us, to achieve this. So speaking about doing more with less brings me to the third mega challenge, and this is demographic shift. In most Western countries, I think also in Japan and now also in China, you see actually more elderly people going into retirement age than young people joining the labor market. So this will become an increasing gap and a really shortness of people, right? And particularly as us baby boomers, I'm one of them, go into retirement, you will see the gap just opening up, and it's probably not getting any better in the future. Already we're seeing a shortness of technicians, of service engineers, of programmers, just about everywhere. We need more people, and we don't find them. Obviously, so what do we do, right? So obviously one way to work on the people resource shortages is to improve our productivity, our people productivity. So we need to become more labor resource efficient to increase productivity in production and in administration through further automation and hopefully also less bureaucracy. In production, we can make physical demanding jobs less demanding, maybe with the help of robots, and also increase the people productivity, but make it easier for the people so that people can actually work and stay healthy till they reach normal retirement age. And the other area is now getting more people into the labor market in our available for our industry. We need to motivate the young people to want to come to work in industry, to want to become a craftsman. Right? So we need to expose them, I think, to technology at an early age, right? And because we cannot afford to lose too many of those. And I think from Yaskawa, we actually actively contributing to this. We not only support education on our automation equipment for students at universities, but also for apprentices. And we even take robot programs to the middle school. So we expose young kids at the age of 13, 14, 15 years to our technology. So hopefully they're getting really a kick out of it and really motivated to want to come and work for our industries. So as business people, how do we navigate our business now through this transformation, keep our business competitive, solid and strong while all these transformational changes are ongoing? Unfortunately, we don't have all the answers for you, but we have some answers, and we have tools, we have products, we have solutions, we have generic information available to you that I think help you maybe not solve your problem, but at least assist you as you navigate through this transformational changes. So at this point, I would like to hand back to Bernarda to bring my colleague, Michael Smith, who is the new president for Yaskawa Europe, back on stage to answer you some of the questions with respect to Yaskawa's approach to navigate this digital transformation journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, and it's my honor and pleasure to invite onto the stage Mr. Markus Smith, President of Yaskawa EMEA and President of Robotics Division and Chair of Robot Supplier Committee, International Federation of Robotics. So, Mr. Smith, welcome to the floor.
Thank you.
Mr. Markus Smith, we are going to have a short discussion about digital transformation. We have heard from Mr. Schnickenburger about some of the current wide-reaching challenges for industry. In your role as president of Yaskawa EMEA, what do you consider to be the key technology drivers most influential to Yaskawa and your customers?
Thanks, Bernarda, and just extend my welcome to everybody. So yeah, when we look at technology drivers, there's a plethora that we can consider. You know, there's huge amounts of influence right across industry right now. But just to talk about just a few of them today. First of all, as Bruno's already mentioned, the acceleration of digital transformation is fundamental. You know, at Yaskawa, we know that embedding digital technologies into our businesses and our customer solutions is absolutely essential for driving the fundamental change necessary for our customers to be productive, competitive, and current in this changing landscape. Another driver is the use of augmented reality and virtual reality tools in industrial solutions. You know, these software tools are becoming more and more prolific, and they're providing businesses and their customers with more increased user engagement, more improved user-driven developments, and we're now using these technologies ourselves at Yaskawa more extensively in our systems business to assist customers to fully appreciate and understand the design concepts that we want to bring to them for development. The next trend I'd like to mention is, of course, very well known. It's the rapid advance of artificial intelligence. I spent a lot of time last week at Hanover talking about generative AI. That was very interesting discussions with some of the investors. But you know, AI is essentially a technology which is really driving more cognitive systems and machine learning, and it's now present in our own business as we at Yaskawa support customers to solve complex application challenges. And these really bring us to the last two fundamental drivers, or concepts, to be honest. And this is the concept of autonomous systems and the smart factory itself. So for autonomous systems, you know, we can adapt, or systems which can adapt to changing environments, and they can learn to make decisions on their own based on an assortment of integrated enterprise-wide data. And you know, the smart factory concept describes the development of fully digitalized manufacturing facilities that use connected devices, machinery, and production systems to continuously collect and share data to drive, you know, adaptive, flexible, and productive manufacturing.
Thank you for outlining. So, can you tell us how Yaskawa is addressing these technology drivers within its production and technology strategy?
Sure. So, you know, let's look at, first of all, Yaskawa's core strengths as a business, our unique strengths which we bring to our customers and markets. You know, firstly, as many of you know, we're a company that's founded on technology. You know, it's our business, and we strive to shape the future of motion and control with a very, very strong commitment to research and development and creating world-class products. You know, secondly, we're consistently pursuing customer satisfaction and ensuring our customer requirements are consistently monitored to be considered as design inputs for our next generation of technology and products. And finally, we can't not mention this, it was of course Yaskawa that first introduced the mechatronics concept in 1969 with the aim of integrating customers' machines with Yaskawa motors and controllers to achieve higher levels of functionality. So when we consider these collectively, as you see on the screen, we like to refer to these as our core DNAs at Yaskawa. You know, it's our core business strengths, and we leverage the heritage in mechatronics that we've developed, and we've brought forward a new business strategy for the next period, the next decade, which is namely iCube Mechatronics. Now, iCube Mechatronics is our global solution concept to meet the accelerating requirements of Industry 4.0 and the digital transformation itself. It represents really how we're evolving mechatronics by combining digital data management with our motion control capabilities to realize fully integrated, intelligent, and innovative approaches to automation solution development. You know, our objective at Yaskawa, just so that everybody has a firm understanding, is to significantly enhance conventional production automation, which uses our AC servo motors, AC drives, and industrial robots by utilizing digital data generated when machinery and equipment are in operation. That's fundamental. And we think we can leverage this data to provide customers with improved value through increased productivity and higher quality. And in addition, we aim to fundamentally address and prevent and manage unplanned and unpredicted issues that we're all seeing every day in our production.
So what business issues will iCube Mechatronics address to support the realization of the smart factory concept?
That's a great question, Bernarda. At Yaskawa, we need to ensure that we can, and this is really a strong focus for us, we have to really fundamentally engage the real issues which is affecting business, which affects our customers' efficiency. And you can see by this slide that we're focusing on a number of them. We need to be able to help our customers deal with the increasing levels of production variability. We're all driving stock reduction, work in process reduction. Never more prolific than now is the need to reduce our production lead times. And that's assisted by prediction and prevention of machine failure or equipment failure, elimination of dependencies on individual skill sets. We're all afraid of attrition. We all see people leaving our businesses. We lose knowledge, and we have to effectively manage that knowledge. But finally, to promote identification and problem solving by evaluating the root causes of defects. That's fundamental if we want to have preventive actions. So we believe we can truly enhance factory automation solutions with the improved utilization of data to make our systems more effective, more smarter, and more capable. We know we can guide our customers to be able to create smart factories using Yaskawa's broad set of upcoming digital data management tools and our world-class products. That's really fundamental.
Mm-hmm. Can you please provide any further signs concerning Yaskawa's future product and technology developments, which will support the smart factory concept?
Sure. We know, we've talked about the fundamental approach at Yaskawa is to combine automation with digital data management. We've talked about that, we understand that. But we do have to ask ourselves the fundamental question, if we go to the next slide, how do we really take value from that data? Because there's a huge amount of data being generated every second, every millionth of a second, and we have to use it effectively to create value. So it's better for me to explain this, Bernarda, through a factory representation. So if we just move to the next slide, we can take everybody through what is as we see a factory set out, and it shows how we at Yaskawa will combine a wide portfolio of automation equipment to enable motion control with an upcoming portfolio of digital data management products. What's key here is to visualize how equipment and devices such as robots, machine tools, and sensors are integrated together and controlled in real time. And Yaskawa's key technology and product developments to support automation and digital data management are highlighted here, and I'll just walk you through them a moment. Firstly, you can see our future YRM cell controller. This will be one of the most advanced controllers on the market, and it will offer the ability for us to control both our next generation servo motors, amplifiers, and drives, as well as robots within a single package. That's fundamental as we seek to address and control highly complex motion. Secondly, you can see up there Yaskawa Cockpit. That's our data collection and visualization software platform, and it's capable of providing visualization of the status, health, and performance of all of our connected devices. And finally, our own digital twin, which is the Yaskawa Cell Simulator. Our future digital simulation program, which links the virtual environment to the real environment, will permit full motion solutions to be modeled and simulated. But let me explain a little deeper how this will all operate and how they are dependent functionality. As we collect data, we'll augment it and develop it further using AI via our AI software platform, Allium. We'll simultaneously take this data, visualize the data through Cockpit, and then send it to our digital twin, the YCS, Yaskawa Cell Simulator, to monitor and compare digital plan process conditions with the actual process we're seeing on the shop floor. That's really fundamental. Then we can dynamically model and implement process change and device setting changes in real time, as required to optimize the process productivity and product quality. And finally, as we look at the overall capabilities of a YRM cell controller, we can also manage and deliver process and status data to the MES level and in turn the ERP system to ensure production planning is fully tuned into the actual capacities and process conditions.
Congratulations. It seems that Yaskawa are efficiently addressing all the requirements of digital data management in the factory. Are there any new developments specific to robotics that will also assist in advancing our automation capabilities?
Yes, no, there are. You know, we're constantly in a development cycle at Yaskawa, but I'm excited to talk about one of our next generation products, which is really passionate for me because I've looked after robotics for the last 5 years in Europe. And it's really going to advance the position we already hold with our strong YRC 1000 platform of industrial robots. And this new series of robots and cobots will be called our Motorman Next series, you know, representing what we see as the future of robotic automation and the next generation of robotic technology. You know, at Yaskawa, we're going to pioneer a step change in robotic performance capabilities and their programmability by creating kind of new accuracy, high-performance robots and cobots with embedded autonomous control units within the robot controllers themselves. With a combination of vision, motion planning, force planning, and AI services incorporated within the robot controller's ACU, we can increase the robot intelligence and work environment cognition capabilities, allowing our robots and cobots to be deployed into applications that formerly could not have been addressed with conventional robots. So, you know, we're thinking about deploying robots into applications which could never have hoped to automate a decade ago, since, you know, they have the capability to automatically adjust their motion, their path execution, force application, component handling in a dynamic way with a changing environment. This is fundamental if we want to really push the boundaries of automation. So, you know, this really supports our vision in Yaskawa to drive, you know, autonomy on the factory floor in a wide variety of complex use cases, and it really supports our vision of decentralized autonomous manufacturing. That's really fundamental. So, you know, you can just imagine looking forward, you know, the sorting and grading of tons and tons of waste materials created every year to promote recycling and reduce waste reduction. You know, the management of complex order picking and sortation of the millions and millions of packages returned every year by consumers, or even supporting businesses, you know, new startups and so on, to create customized food packages to address the advances in consumer food requirements. You know, to finish, the real purpose of this next generation of products is to offer customers and partners new capabilities to ensure they are highly successful, highly productive, and able to solve problems effectively and efficiently and sustainably, so we can continue to advance automation together for the benefit of everyone.
Thank you very much. This has given us a good understanding how Yaskawa will address the main technology drivers upon us for the benefit of its customers. We really appreciate you sharing this information with us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bernardo. Thank you.
And now it's my great honor and pleasure to invite once again to the stage Mr. Bruno Schneckenburger, Chairman of Yaskawa Europe Holding and Senior Executive Officer of Yaskawa Electric Corporation. And I'm inviting you to one more applause.
Yeah, it's me again, but you will get other presenters later on today, so don't be worried. Well, many thanks, Marcus, for sharing with us how Yaskawa's iCube mechatronics solution can actually solve customer business issues and giving us some insight into Yaskawa's key product and technology developments. It was great to get this directional overview from you, and I think hopefully you feel now when we talk about these transformational challenges, I think you know, you can be worried about this transformational challenge. You can also see them as opportunities. I think if we work together, it's more an opportunity than a worry, and I think there's much more upside and downside for us in the automation industry and in factories. So now let's come to the upcoming technology presentation. That will give you more details into many topics that Marcus had already touched on in his speech. So we have put together a total of 8 presentations for you. The first ones have a little bit of a Yaskawa bias, as you might expect, because they're presented by employees of Yaskawa. Then we have 2 other presentations. I think they're very interesting, and I will introduce them to you in a minute. But the first one is about cobots, and I talked about the labor shortages. So cobots as one of the way to increase people's productivity, make it easier. Cobots that are easy, plug and play, low code, no code programming. And this will be presented to you by our cobot business coordinator, Dr. Christopher Schneider. Then the second presentation, and Mike has also touched about this in actually quite some details, is the next generation robotics. What's coming, what's the future? And Dr. Michael Kloos, Dr. Michael Kloos, our business development manager at Yaskawa, will share with you how we see the future of robotics and how robots will be able to handle much more complex tasks in the future and be even simpler to use. Now, Georg Thaler, obviously a lot of our business is about systems in robotics, and Georg Thaler, our engineering manager for system business at Yaskawa in Hattersheim, he will show you how to design robot manufacturing systems using modern engineering tools to minimize commissioning time and at the same time enhance the system solution quality. Smart drive solutions, talking about energy savings, we have matrix inverters that are enabled to feed actually back energy in the grid to capture kinetic and potential energy, and with such increase the overall efficiency of a solution. So this will be presented to you by Adrian Lischka, our product manager for drives. And another topic that Mike has talked about is our new platform controller, iCube Control, that can take your production to a whole new level of performance. And this will be presented to you by John Glorieux, who is our product manager for controls. Now, if you want to see, this is all PowerPoint, but we actually have a real system for you here, a real iCube Mechatronics solution factory in a real system, and you will see that actually a few meters behind me. And we have the 3 gentlemen, Takamiya Uchiyama-san, who is Director of Business Development here in Europe. We have Naoki Mizuno, who is the motion robot expert, and we have also Tobias Unger, manager for the new technology center, that will present to you this solution. So very much looking forward to your feedback about this. Okay, now I need to very carefully read, because I'm very pleased to introduce Professor Dr. Ruskowski to you, and I'm really happy that you have been able to come here today, because when you see what all his jobs are, you think it's pretty amazing you actually found the time, because Professor Ruskowski is actually professor for machine tool and controls at the Technical University Kaiserslautern, Landau. In addition to this, he's also the head of the research for innovative production systems at the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence. And since this is not enough for you, he is also the chairman of the Smart Technology Initiative, Smart Factories. So very, very happy to have you here. And Professor Rutkowski will, together with one of his science engineers, Mr. Volkmann, present to you skill-based production architecture as a key element for flexible manufacturing of the future. A concept for smart factories that, if I understand it correctly, but I will need to attend your session, that can actually cross facilities, cross companies, cross countries potentially, and make actually optimal use of the available skills and capacity wherever they are. Right? And for this, we need a proper data model so that the right information is being transferred. So a concept that enables actually fully digital supply chains, really the basis of our digital ecosystem. So an environment that is, where everything is connected, all the assets are connected at high-speed data exchanges of a digital ecosystem, unfortunately also creates more opportunities for hackers, right? Because where data is flying at high speed between just about everything, in a such connected world, creates a lot of opportunities for them, for the criminals, to affect not just an organization, but it could affect the whole supply chain. And with that, the virus can spread within minutes over countries, and that could cause damage, a huge damage to companies. And it's not just financial damage; it's also damage in reputation. It's damage maybe to loss of customer. It's a damage to obviously the data. But just talk about the financial damage, that's huge. And the EU government has estimated that the global damage caused by cyber criminals amounted to a staggering 5.5 trillion just in the year 2021 alone. So what we need to do, we need to increase cyber robustness or cyber resilience, not just on IT systems, just on any digital product that is somehow connected to a network, right? As such as a machine controller, to make it real difficult for cyber criminals to hack into production system, which could cause not just financial damage, not just a loss of reputation, but actually damage to a physical system and maybe even harm to people. So I'm very pleased that Mr. Boris Waldeck, product solution security expert from our industry partner, Phoenix Contact. Thank you for coming and to give you an introduction into the topic of cybersecurity for automation according to IEC 62443 standard. So, and obviously cybersecurity, cyber resilience actually will become part of the next generation of machine directive, which we called machine standard, I think, right? Or machine, is that the right word? Yeah, okay, anyway, that will all come as much as AI. So, well, I hope you will find all this technology presentation you have signed up for very interesting, that you, as I said before, that you take some learning from this, like 1 or 2 bits of nuggets, something that you want to follow up with, hopefully coming back to us for further meetings and further discussion, because we like to engage with you. And well, for now then, I think if that's the outcome, that you all take something home, then I would say mission accomplished for today's technology event. So wish you a great rest of the day. I see you all back again later on, but now enjoy the presentation of the technology. Thank you.